So hello, beautiful Starlight Tribe, and welcome to Magic Month of November. Can you believe we made it to November in 2020? For those of you listening live, I would be really, really grateful if you could let me know that you can hear and see and that the technology is working correctly. So please use the chat box. And also, as some of you know, I am really, I'm just gonna reposition this. I am really into my webinars being co-creative. So please use this webinar to please co-create. Use the chat box to ask questions, to share your own wisdom and guidance and insights if you're listening live. And welcome to Magic Month of November. Great that it's all working really well. So Magic Month, for those of you that do not know it, is an energy forecast show. So it gives you, using astrological information, channeled information, seasonal information, and so forth, an insight into what to expect from a healing and manifesting an energetic perspective. So it's like a weather forecast, but for energy, and in particular for Ascension. And Magic Month is so useful. Like, I have run it for years. Those of you that haven't met me before, my name is Karila, and I'm from the Starlight Temple. And Magic Month is something that I have run for years. And like, I just find it so useful for myself personally to know why things are happening. You start to understand why you're emotional at certain times of the month. You find out when is the best time to be manifesting and healing, and it just allows you to be more prepared and more in the flow. And that is what Magic Month is for. It is an opportunity to tune into the month ahead and make the most of it and work with whatever the energies are to have the most magical, most ascension filled, most vibration raising time by aligning into what these great currents of nature and the universe are doing to help us at this time of great change. And so Magic Month is, like I said, really useful for my life and my path. And I am so excited about Magic Month of November, because really the cosmos is pulling out all stops this month. Like, the whole cosmos is aligning, and there's so many amazing things that are happening. It is truly an incredible month. It's like a firework display of amazing opportunities to align. It is all about completion and rebirth and ascension and the winds of change, and getting ready for our big 21st of December solstice ascension moment. And you know, experience has taught me that we don't just have one ascension moment. We have many, but the one on the 21st of December is very significant. It's kind of one of those moments of our lives. And so November is really preparing us for that. But let's begin with a meditation just to bring us into the now and bring us into ourselves and prepare our energy bodies for any work that needs to happen. And I ask for the highest level guidance to flow through me during this webinar. And so closing your eyes and breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Feeling a column of light from the center of the universe pouring down into your energy field, instantly and consistently raising your vibration as this light travels down through you into the heart of Great Mother Gaia. And as it bounces off the heart of Great Mother Gaia and travels back up through you into the heart of Source, experience yourself being held in a two-way flow of love and light. And in this two-way flow of love and light, feel your aura, the dance of colors and patterns that are unique to you, stretching out in all directions, in front, behind, above, below, left, right. And as your aura expands, feel your cosmic and earth star portals at the very top and very bottom of your aura opening, filling your aura with golden source light. Silver earth, Gaia, love, light now. And as these lights beam into all directions of your aura, feel your energy repairing, restoring, illuminating as your aura is sealed from top to bottom in white and golden light, so that only love and light can enter into your energy. And a foot away from the edge of your aura, feel the violet, aquamarine, emerald green, bronze and golden, mirror flames wrapping around your aura, so that any energy released from any direction can be instantly transmuted into love and light, and sent wherever it is in the highest good for it to go. Knowing that you are divinely protected. Feel yourself relaxing, feeling a grounding cord of energy from your belly going down through all the different layers of the earth, down into the iron core crystal in the center of the earth. Feeling the iron in your blood, vibrating with the iron at the heart of the Great Mother. And as you come heart to heart with Mother Gaia, with Mother Earth, experience your chakric system opening now, so that light flows into your core. And as your chakric system opens, you feel your energetic strands of DNA reconnecting you to who you truly are, right here, right now, feeling these little electrical sparkling shocks of reconnection. As you feel the male-female stillness and unity parts of your heart melting together, bringing you into the experience of the one heart. Feeling your heart beating with the heartbeat of the earth, beating with the heartbeat of Source, beating with all hearts on earth and all hearts in spirit. Feel unconditional love flowing to, flowing through, flowing from and flowing around you. And as you allow yourselves, dear one, to sit in unconditional love, feel the spiraling energy of 9 goddesses of rebirth coming around you now. And as they sing and hold you in their spiraling love, feel the Palladian Council of the Light activating a resonance silver chamber around you. And as this happens, you feel a beam of source energy filled with the sparkling light of Alcyone pouring into you, noticing how everything is shining and sparkling and your vibration is raising. And as these energies activate around you, we celebrate you now for showing up for you. We celebrate your ascension, that we are so grateful and happy and joyful to be part of the children of Gaia, children of light, children of love. And we ask you to sense all of the councils of light, all of those in heart-centered love service that surround your planet at this sacred time. And we ask you to feel supported. And as you feel this support, breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. And when you are ready, open your hearts and ask, why am I here? Why was I called to listen to this webinar? And letting your hearts answer you. And when you are ready, breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And opening your eyes and coming into the room. Noticing how you are feeling, noticing what you are experiencing. And no worries, you're in perfect divine time, Valley. And so using the chatbots to share why you are here. My heart was very clear. It was to become softer, which feels very good, very good. Especially because we have such an important moment coming up tomorrow or this weekend. And I'm going to talk about that, and so as well as November, because I know we're not quite in November until Sunday, but I would like to hear from you all as well about where you are at, how you are feeling. This activation of energy that guides will channel about and explain about in more detail at the end of this webinar. And I'm glad you found it beautiful, Nicola. You're all being quite quiet today. Good, I'm glad you're feeling good. Ella, and yes, you're right, Nicola, it's blue moon tomorrow. And so I'm going to begin with the forecast now. So this forecast, I have to say, is pretty epic. I love that you're all so practical, just felt to be here and putting your energies to use in the best possible way. That's brilliant. That's service. As is showing up where you need to be. And so, and beautiful about faith and courage, Amber. That's amazing. I actually did Magic Month earlier because I work a lot with people in Japan, and I did Magic Month for Japan with a translator earlier today, and I have to say it was, I don't know if the guidance is going to come through, but it was so amazing, Magic Month Japan, and it's got me so excited about the webinar. And the forecast is obviously the same, but we'll see if the guides give a similar message that they did to Japan, because it was just amazing this morning. And so November really starts with tomorrow, which is technically still October, and I did mention it, but I think it's worth mentioning again because it's coming. And so tomorrow, the full moon, which is a blue moon, because it is a rare moon. It is a blue moon is when you get more than one full moon in a month. And so, and that's fairly rare. And that's where we get the expression once in a blue moon. And anything that is rare, my guide said, amplifies the miracle energy. So when something rare happens, the miracle medicine of the moon, the aspects of the moon that are miracle in essence, are amplified. And so the moon's magic and medicine on a miracle level is amplified tomorrow because it's a blue moon. And the full moon is in Taurus, and it's conjunct with Uranus. And, Taurus and Uranus, they are, Uranus is in Taurus, and it's creating a lot of revolution at the foundation of us. And since Uranus has been in Taurus, this sense of the foundations changing has been happening, because Taurus is all about the foundations and the earth, and Uranus is all about revolution. And so this is kind of an amplification of what has been happening since around May 2019 anyway. And then the moon's also conjunct with Uranus and conjunct with Lilith. And why that's so important is because Lilith is known, she's like an asteroid or like a second moon. She's known as the dark moon. And the story of Lilith in the Bible is that Lilith, so she's been totally demonized and totally, like, you know, made to be this total evil figure in Christianity. But the true story of Lilith is that she was the first wife of Adam. She was the first feminine, and she refused to submit or obey him. And so she represents the wild, untamed feminine. And so she was cast aside for Eve. And so Lilith really represents the feminine in its raw nature, wild essence. And Lilith, you know, the full moon, because it is the light, it represents it's kind of the most masculine. It's kind of the most sun-like moon. And the full moon is conjunct with the most feminine moon. Lilith represents the, like, deep feminine. And so what we also have happening in the sky tomorrow night is this idea of the feminine and the masculine uniting within us. And, you know, this is such a massive part of our ascension. So much of what this corona journey has been healing, of what all of the work has been for, is to dismantle the shadow of patriarchy, the imbalance in our society, in our way, in ourselves, in our DNA. And this moon, with that Uranus Taurus energy, it's like just a dismantling, and yet it's also a harmonization. And the point about this moon is that it really is a moment of completion. It is a moment in time of completion of old Piscean day and death and rebirth. And of course it lands on Samhain, which is the pagan festival of death and rebirth, which I actually found out is connected to the Pleiades, and I'm going to talk about that. But it's death and rebirth. You know, that's what the festival is all about. It's the original New Year in some of the ancient calendars. And, like, my guides spoke about it because it's the beginning of winter, and they were like, of course, the beginning is when things are the smallest. You know, of course, the winter in lots of ways is the beginning, and this is the beginning of the beginning. And so it is the moment that loads of what was moves into death or gives over in order for what needs to be born to be born. And that is literally on an energetic level. That's why those guides you felt around are sending so much energy, because they are literally, this is a moment of ascension. It's a moment of ascension. And you know, my guides were even saying, that's great, I'm Taurus too, Nicola, we're good. And my guides were saying that, you know, when we talk about the veils being the thinnest, it's not necessarily that, like, the living and the dead, the veils are the thinnest, but the veils between our soul self and our physical selves are the thinnest. And so, like, we're closest to our higher self at this moment, on this festival, in this season. That such a rare and sacred alignment in the sky is happening. Like, this weekend is a portal for ascension. It's a portal for our DNA to shift and our new consciousness to birth out of the old. And of course, it's so, you know, November is all about alignment. The guys will probably channel about alignment at the end of this webinar, because November is all about alignment. And so it always is, because 11 in numerology, and it's the 11th month, it's like the master number. It's the one that is associated with the higher selves and perfect alignment, even the way it looks, and spiritual awakening. It represents coming into complete alignment of your truth and higher self. And that is what November, you know, those of you that have watched Magic Month for years, it's always about that in November. It's always about this ascension, this alignment, this connecting to your own truth. And, you know, this opening of what's happening tomorrow just floods. November is totally amazing. And then of course the 1st of November has that triple one. So it's really like, right, align. And then what's lovely about November is, you know, we start to come out of all the big retrogrades. So the planets go direct. The kind of next big date in November is, and it's bringing on the age of Aquarius, exactly. And Mercury stations direct in Libra, which is brilliant because Libra is all about the balance on the 3rd of November. And, you know, Mercury retrograde. So those of you that don't know, I always describe retrogrades. What they are is it appears as if the planet is flying in the opposite direction in the sky from where we are. But what that means is whatever that planet, you know, to me, the planets controlled certain currents of our consciousness, just like the moon controls the currents of the tides. And whatever that planet really stands for and represents, it kind of goes inside out when the planet is in retrograde. And so a Mercury retrograde is really well known because that's the planet of communication. And always computers break and communication breaks down, and it's all about turning inwards. And so, like, you know, things are going to just feel smoother and more forward actiony with Mercury going direct. Things are finally going to get easier. And November is all about moving forward. It's so yummy. It's so glorious. It's so exciting. And so then on 11/11 is another, you know, every year 11/11 is kind of like an Ascension day, and the guides are just like, this one, oh my gosh, they are going to be pouring, showering. Like, my guides are making me laugh. They're like, even if we've had so much rain in Brighton, and they're like, think of it like the rain that you've just had, like showering us in Ascension codes and energies. It's a really powerful time to be manifesting. It's a really powerful time to be asking for your path, to be asking for the universe to help you. It's a really powerful time to be following the signs and following the magic. It's all about embodying your higher self, this first part of November. And then what happens is, you know, straight after that, like 11/11 arrival, like whatever's happening tomorrow, it all arrives and lands and digests through us and embodies on the 11/11. And then Jupiter on the 12th, Jupiter is conjunct with Pluto. And this is the 3rd time it's happened in 2020. And it's one of the most important astrological events that has been happening in 2020. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion and path and abundance. And Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth and shadow. And so these two kind of contradictory energies conjunct with each other, it creates death and rebirth in our abundance, in our paths, on a collective level. And, you know, you've got to think about, you know, the first one was on April 5th. How much by April 5th had our world and our finances and our paths changed? And then the second one was on June 30th. And how much did the world change again on June 30th, around that time? You know, in the UK, that's when we started coming out of lockdown. April was when we like surrendered to the fact that it wasn't going to be 2 weeks. And, you know, I've just been shown that also it happened on the UK tax year. Really changed our abundance reality for all of us. And then this one is November 12th. And so it's going to bring another like U-turn, another change, but also a completion of what has been healing in our collective consciousness all summer. You know, the biggest energy is Jupiter. It's like the big path energy, the big reason why. For that to be going through death and rebirth, it's like our values are changing, and they are changing because we're going from Piscean values to Aquarian values. And so this is, you know, huge. And it's happening in this energy of November that's all about like become the values of your higher self. And it's going to just add to more revolution and global change. And it's a completion of the journey we have been on. And then, you know, everything in November this year is very back to back. It's very alignment. And that's why the guides are going to channel about alignment. But Mars stations direct on November 13th. So we have another planet coming out of retrograde. And Mars, this is the energy of the warrior. It's the energy that is able to protect what is dear, what's in your heart. You know, it's often associated with battle, but from an Aquarian perspective, it's about the warrior. It's about standing up for truth and what you believe in. And especially when Mars is in Aries, which it is at the moment, for an unusually long amount of time. And Aries is all about leadership. It's all about being able to speak the truth and way show. And so Mars coming out of retrograde and going direct, we're just going to feel this like charge forward, especially in Aries, charging towards the solstice, charging towards Aquarius, charging towards Ascension. These planets are going to carry us there. And it also means that we have less and less of the retrograde planets, so less and less of this like deep inner healing work, more about, okay, how do we rebuild? How do we solve what matters? And then around the 14th, 15th, depending on where you are in the world, we have a super full moon. So more, you know, this is not super full moon, super new moon. And super moon is when it's closest, the moon is closest in the sky to us. So again, it's the magnification of what Luna can do. And so when it's the super new moon, it's about rebirthing. Again, it's like rebirthing into what has healed, letting go of the past and becoming the present and the self. And so this moon is such a wonderful moon to heal, to rebirth, to manifest becoming more of your truth itself. Especially with all of this kind of electric charge, higher self energy. Every day this month is a powerful time to connect to your higher self, you know. But they're really right in the middle of this month, around that moon, you're going to feel such a portal of energies and ascension and things happening and things changing. It's about manifesting path action and clarity and heart action. And it is all about the heart. Like Magic Month, especially once you get past that new moon, it is like heart. And I'll tell you why. Like, so the cosmos is a map. The cosmos is our map. It tells us what we need to see. It tells us what we need to know. It's our map. And Venus, literally the map. So 15th, Venus is square Pluto. 16th, Venus is square Jupiter. 19th, Venus is square Saturn. Venus is the planet of the heart. And what the map is saying is, you know, and she's in Libra. So the map is saying you want balance. You want all of this. Just meet your shadow with the heart, meet your path with the heart, meet your karma with the heart, meet everything with the heart. Just open your heart. And honestly, just live from the heart. That's how we align. It is all, this month is all about, like, you want to become Aquarian, you want to be ready in time for the 21st of December, become heart. Heart, 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 heart. Heart is the way home. Heart is the way. Open your heart, do gratitude, do whatever you need to do, drink cacao, get into your heart. Because even the cosmos is saying the way is simple, the way is the heart. And this is particularly profound this month because, so the 21st of December, it is a massive ascension moment, and the sky team that are in charge of it, the ones that are working with the ancestors, the ones that are running the show from the cosmos at this point in ascension, it's not always them, are the Palladians. This is their moment. This is them doing their ascension work for Gaia. And so there is so much Palladian energy around us. And in order for us to connect to the energies that they're bringing and calling in and the work they're doing, we've got to do things the Palladian way. We've got to speak their language. And of all the star beings, the Palladians are all about the heart. They're all about the simpleness of the heart. They teach about the heart. They teach about joy. They're all heart. They're so heart-based. And so to connect to these energies that the Palladians are sending to the Ascension assistants, we've got to be heart, 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 heart this month. And keep it that simple. And really meet everything that we come across, everything we witness, open your heart. Send love, send forgiveness. Send the 4 biggest heart healers: gratitude, forgiveness, love, and kindness. Pick which one is right. Send love. And honestly, as you do this, you plug in. This is what I was shown this morning. You plug in to the Ascension energies. As you open your heart, you suddenly start to connect to your Palladian higher self, your Palladian lineage. You suddenly receive all of the Ascension energies that are raining down upon us. It's like so simple and beautiful. And you know, the Pallades reach their highest point on the 21st in our sky on the 21st of November. And so this is another time to really connect to the Palladians, ask for healing, ask for activation, ask to connect to your higher self in the Pallades if you have one. Now the Pallades are known as the 7 sisters. And that means that in ancient, you know, the 7 sisters, the Pallades represent the feminine. And the feminine is all about the cycle. It's all about death and rebirth. And actually, the original temple celebrations of Samhain, Halloween, the Day of the Dead, they came from this celebration that was about the Pallades, the deep feminine, the 7 sisters reaching its highest point in the sky. This is the other pillar to the Lion's Gateway, which is about the masculine cycle. This is the feminine cycle. This is the feminine new year. And this is the way we need to do this month, in our feminine, in our ease. In our ease of letting go, in our seasonal wisdoms and circular wisdoms. And so this is another really significant date, the 21st. And then on the 27th, Venus is opposite Uranus. So again, heart. Heart, meet the revolution with your heart, inside and outside. Do not forget your heart. You know, I was thinking about 2020, and I was thinking about what it's done. And for me, what I realized is that before 2020, I was so busy manifesting a life that I loved that I forgot to be love. And what 2020 has done is wipe away for all of us that busyness of manifesting a life that we love, so that we can remember to be love as we go about our lives. On a really small everyday level, I know all of us have good intentions, but you know, we can't not be proper members of our community. We have to be love on such a deep level. And then right at the end, and this is especially the second half after that new moon, it's like you want to ascend. Open your heart and be love. Follow your heart into alignment. Be love. Because as soon as you are, you plug into that Palladian paradigm that they are essentially beaming over us. And your vibration stabilizes, and the path codes activate, and you illuminate. And then on the 29th, Neptune goes direct. New dreams and goals. Neptune is all about dreaming. And like with Neptune going direct, it's really going to feel like we're, you know, again, this is all about moving forward now. Not examining, but moving forward in the flow. and it's about connecting after Neptune goes direct, and even in the run up too, like, what are your Aquarian dreams? They're probably different from your Piscean ones. You know what? These are values, these new values that are forming. How is your heart changing? Let go of the old ones. You know, let go and say, I'm of service now. How can I help now? And start to manifest new dreams, new lives. Yeah, dreaming the new golden era, exactly. And it's not going to be a Piscean era. And so, and then, if this month hadn't done enough for us in terms of ascension, on the 30th, the full moon, we have an eclipse. We have the opening of the last eclipse window in 2020. When I tune into that full moon, I feel like a flash of energy. It feels like a big exposure, a big revealer, a big like flash of lightning energy coming through. Like the eclipse itself is powerful. That is the night. Tomorrow night, new moon, and that night are the nights to be in ceremony in some way, whether it's personal or not. Like, and it probably the 11/11 as well, and maybe the 21st. Like, just be in ceremony. Like, just, you know, be in ceremony, which means you're not in story. It means you're in expand. You know, ceremony is kind of the choice not to be in story, basically. But of course, we can mark ceremony with all sorts of beautiful symbolic things. But yeah, if you only do 3, then do the 3 moons. If you only do 2, then do, I would say, the 2 full moons. The full moon eclipse is going to be epic. Like I just see this like flash of energy, like a reset energy. And you know, I actually had the eclipse wrong in my diary. I had it that it was starting in December, and I'm actually so happy that the eclipse window starts on the 30th of November, because it means we get our eclipse window before the 21st of December. And those of you that know Magic Month will know that I am obsessed with eclipse windows, because eclipse windows, and I only discovered this through a combination of Magic Month and my own path. You know, eclipses are about shadow, the shadows that are cast across the moon and the sun. And eclipse windows are for shadow work. And shadow work is working with our deep subconscious. It's called shadow because it's working with what you cannot see. So the blind spots, the things that we are manifesting, that are causing blocks and problems in our lives, that are going against what we're consciously trying to manifest. For example, you might be trying to manifest the love of your life, but in your shadow, you might have made a promise to never love again. And those forces of manifestation in you are in conflict. And only when you meet that promise and uproot it, can you fully become a master manifestor of that love in your life. And shadow work for me has been, there's probably two things that have changed my life the most on my spiritual path. That is channeling and shadow work. Shadow work, I am so humbled by. It is hard, it is emotional, but it is worth it. You know, I'll give you an example. All summer, I was on this crazy journey of healing wounds around home inside myself. And literally, in the timing, that course I was doing was 6 months. And in the timing of this, I literally, as the course ended, I suddenly arrived unexpectedly, because it wasn't my plan, but I suddenly moved into the most beautiful flat I think I have ever lived in. And it's like all of that wounding has healed, and the healing has shown up in the map of my life, in my reality. And this happens to me every time I do shadow work. It shows up in my physical reality. And that is why I am so pro shadow work, because I'm like, if we want to change the world, you know, somebody asked me the other day, they were like, you know, what do you think of the conspiracy theories about who's running the world? And I was like, you know what? The truth is, I don't know. I don't know if this world is being corrupted by alien races or ancient family lineages or whatever. But what I can tell you is wounds are running this world. Shadow is running this world. And if we want to change it, we have to heal the shadows that cause all of the corruption in the world, in ourselves, and when we do it for ourselves, we can change it in the collective. And we can literally remanifest our realities personally and collectively by doing our shadow work. And so shadow work will save the world. I'm so sure of it. So sure. And when you do shadow work, so eclipse windows, we shouldn't do our shadow work all the time, but we should in an eclipse window. Like, that's when it's for. And eclipse windows, I promise you, every time I have done shadow work in an eclipse window, by the next eclipse window, it has manifested. It doesn't matter what it is. I had the most raging mother wound. I did a mother wound healing in an eclipse window, and by the next eclipse window, my mother flew to Japan where I was working, and we like became best friends. And everybody was like, whoa. Like, your reality changes. And what happens is shadow does take time to show up, but eclipse windows accelerate it. They accelerate it. You know, last eclipse window, I was working on liberation, and I feel so liberated and free. And my whole life has become from wounds of codependency to not, to living independence, but just in time. Like, this is why eclipse windows, I'm like, everybody needs to do their shadow work. And so, yes, between then and mid-December, You have got to use that window, because that is the last big opportunity to heal before the 21st of December. That is the lot. If you want to heal the big stuff, you know, I suggest that everybody does an unmasking of their truth, because we are walking around masked. And in fact, Starlight will do that. And I'm going to hold all of you responsible for reminding me that there will be that alchemy healing happening. No, you can concentrate on more than one shadow. So, you know, sometimes I do a theme. I nearly always run something in an eclipse window because I'm so passionate about shadow work. And now I have to, like, because I had it wrong, I'm like, oh, how do I do this? I think what I will do as well, if you guys remind me about the unmasking of truth, because that's definitely got to be healed, and we might as well do it in the eclipse window. And I will probably do that either by donation or free. But I am tuning in, and I haven't quite channeled about it yet as to whether I'm going to do a live course or a course called Becoming Overflow, which is from another eclipse window. But what I sense of this eclipse window is that it is a DNA upgrade, and that Becoming Overflow course is a DNA upgrade of the chakras, and it like clears the shadow out of the chakras, and it makes your chakras more crystalline. It actually sends you into states of bliss. And so I might put that one on, but I have to ask the guides, because with the shadow work it's best to align it. Shadow work, you can, it is better. So can you work on your shadow alone? Yes, if you know how. If you don't, then so shadow work really is the work of the womb. So it's more powerful to be in circle. You know, it's the death and rebirth work. So it's more powerful to be in circle. Like, that is why I always put on something in an eclipse window, because it is better to be in tribe. You go deeper, you do more collective healing, and so forth. And so, yeah, I haven't tuned in yet, but there will be an offering. I don't know what it will be. There will be the unmasking of truth, because my heart wants to do that as a one-off event. And there will also be an opportunity for a chakric DNA crystallining, winds of Pisces recycled into winds of Aquaria, into light of Aquaria. Shadow work. If you would like to know about it, because I haven't published it up, I mean, you can actually read about Becoming Overflow on Starlight's website, but I just, until the guides tell me, I don't know if we'll be doing it. But if you want to keep in touch and find out what Starlight is going to offer shadow work wise, then click join the group. That's the Starlight Temple group. I'm also doing all of these vlogs that are about embracing winter. It's where you can catch like replays of Magic Month and stuff like that. So you can click that, and you will definitely find out on there what is happening for the eclipse window. I might even on the 30th, that might be the night that I do that unmasking of truth healing. Like guides have just said yes. And so that is the forecast. For those of you that want to do something really, really special for this blue moon, I am really, really excited. And by the way, we will go into the channeling and the activation and stuff after this. But I've got to tell you about this thing that my guides have asked for this particular blue moon Ascension portal. So they have asked for an ancient temple ceremony that is called Held in Prayer. And what Held in Prayer is yeah, it is an amazing month. It's an amazing month. Like, it's like so excited. So what Held in Prayer is a ancient temple ceremony that used to happen all the time, where people would hold the prayer over the community, over the tribe. And you would take it in turns. So one person was always praying for the whole group. And the prayers are not religious. Like the prayers, you know, they're not necessarily praying to God. It's like holding the intention. You know, you can pray to the earth, you can pray to the Pleiadians, you can pray to whoever you want, but it's like holding that energy of the tribe in blessing, in wishes. But why this is so important is because it brings humans into oneness. So you know how starlings can fly together and come into oneness. Essentially, what they are doing is holding their clan in prayer. And why this is so important is because that tiny little starling that's so small and so vulnerable suddenly becomes a super starling that can achieve beyond its limitations because it's come into oneness and has so much immunity and protection and can, you know, it becomes its miracle self. And so when we are held in prayer, we come into oneness. We go beyond our limitations. We become more immune. We become more miracle. We become more protected. And the guides have asked, they have said that the DNA healing that is happening this weekend, it is, you know, and because there is so much separation going on the planet right now, we need oneness. And so this call to prayer has been really channeled about. And it's really simple. So the guys are going to give these amazing transmissions to help, basically. And it's going to end with this amazing, like, temple fire prayer healing through your DNA and stuff like that. But really, all that you have to do, you can listen to the transmissions live or recorded. You don't have to listen to all of them. But really, all you have to do is hold the prayer for 1 hour and 11 minutes. And I've done this before on a Starlight Journey. We did this and like, it feels amazing. Like you feel amazing. Like you can feel the prayer energy around you and it makes you feel so safe and so held and so connected and so happy. And so it has been guided to do this for 48 hours. It is by donation. If you want to be part of it, it doesn't matter if more than one person is praying, like the more prayer, the better. But if you want to be a part of it, all you have to do is commit to holding the prayer. And like I said, the prayer is basically eyes closed, eyes open. It doesn't matter speaking out loud or not, wishing for the group. So it's like, I hope that everybody is happy. I bless this group with love. I call it protection. You can say whatever you want to say. But you just focus for that hour on them. You just give. And then the rest of the time you're held in the prayer by whoever's holding the prayer. So it's so simple and beautiful. And so you even sleep with it. So if you want to join, it is literally starting like at 10:30. So like an hour after Magic Month, and it goes until 11:11 on the 1st. And I am really, really excited about it. I think it's going to be really, really sacred, really powerful ascension. And so that's the link to join the Facebook group. If you are not on Facebook, and it is a private group, but if you are not on Facebook, then you can sign up through the website and let me know that you are not, and I can send you the Zoom links for it, so you can still be part of it. And so, yeah, let me know if you guys want to join. The more prayer, the better, to be honest with you. The more prayer, the better. It's, yeah. And if you have any questions about anything from Magic Month today, Please do share them if you want to share anything. I'm glad you have found Magic Month special. It is a particularly special month, I have to say. Getting emotional. So the card I've pulled for us is the Golden Crown. You know, corona means crown. And this is about us coming in to our crowned state. This is what Aquarian is, to be in the sovereignty and divinity of our truth. You know, the law of sovereignty is that your truth will be bowed to. This is why at the moment there is so much truth flying around, because we are going to use all that warrior energy and all of these planets going direct energies and all of these healing opportunities like the eclipse window and the full blue moon. To release the disempowerment of our truth and become crowned. And you know, when we're aligned, we're crowned. And that's why alignment is so important. Because when we're aligned, we're crowned. And so, let's see what the guides have to say. I ask for the highest level guidance to flow through. Dear children of love, children of light, we ask you to hear and feel the joy with which we connect to you when we speak to you, for we are in such joy and such wonder. For we can see how far you all have come, even if you can't quite see it yet. We can see your DNA bodies becoming more and more crystalline. We can see your ascension happening in the different bodies of self. And we find this joyful and fascinating. And now as you experience the goddess song spiral, moving healing sounds through your DNA as the light silver resonance chamber activates and spins as well. We send a beam of light into your heart centers now. And we ask you to imagine your hearts smiling. We say to you that the more you connect this month to your hearts laughing, especially laughing in response to anything that makes you feel out of trust, the more you will shake out the dissolving of the old DNA. And yes, Karila, we will let you speak and explain about trust. So what they are saying is, so what they said to me earlier today was that, you know, poverty, whether it is time poverty, money poverty, friendship poverty, any experience or sensation of poverty is simply the feeling of being out of trust. And rather than going into the story of I have this or I don't have this or this is going on or what is going to happen, when you notice this, simply come into the ceremony and shake out the sensation, the vibration of poverty, which is simply the expression of not having enough trust. And now we continue and we say that when you laugh into your out of trust vibration, as we have said, it actually shakes out of your system. And of course, you are brought back into your heart. You can imagine the laughing. Or you can actively laugh, even if it is a fake laugh. Ha 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 ha. As long as you are holding the intention to laugh, you will be brought back into the trust body. And that which you connected with will simply dissolve. And we say that these two chamber energies, the Palladian one working in conjunction with the Goddess Song portal, are both there to assist the dissolving of old DNA and the tuning into the Aquarian DNA that is becoming illuminated and therefore activated under the light of this sacred Samhain full moon. And we say that these two processes will be around you from now until the 11:11 time on the 1st of November in the morning, wherever you are. We say that this is a tuning out of what you have known and into what you will know, for this is death and rebirth, tuning out and tuning in, because you are infinite and spiraling, dear ones. And we speak to you now of alignment. We say in order to be aligned, you need to keep asking, is this aligned? Does this feel good? Is this energizing? Is this raising my vibration? For when you are aligned, you feel full of joy and energy. You feel plugged in. And only if you are plugged in can you receive what is being sent to you. If you are not plugged in, how can you receive? When you are plugged in, your aura is spinning at a different frequency. When you are plugged in, you are a vibrational match for what is being sent. We ask you to focus on being in joy, on dancing and singing around your homes, on eating foods that bring joy to your hearts and health to your bodies. We ask you to do things that make you feel good about you. as often as possible, for this is alignment. And we also ask you to ask the universe. Ask for everything you need to be provided for you. November 2020 is all about asking, especially because it is framed by such feminine energies as a blue moon and lunar eclipse. And in the middle has the Palladian height and super new moon. This is a month to receive. And how you open permission to receive is to ask, 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 ask. And feeling this real knowledge and wisdom coming through. And feeling the violet and white flames spiraling through your energy now, transmuting all energy that does not serve or belong into love and light. As a golden rain shower of light pours down, taking any energy that is meant to go to Gaia, and a big beam of source light comes in, taking any energy that's meant to go somewhere else, wherever it is in the highest good for it to go. And as this happens, just notice what you have received. Notice what has changed inside of you. And breathe in love. Breathe out gratitude. And when you are ready, opening your eyes and coming into the room. And so, there are a couple of other things that I would like to share. They were wisdoms that came to me as the guides were channeling. The first one is a wisdom of autumn. And then we're coming to the end of autumn, and everybody always thinks autumn is about letting go. But as the guides were saying, ask, 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 I was shown that it is also about gathering. This is the time that we can really gather, call in, ask, receive. You know, we have this kind of force of gathering within us at this time. And so really gather what you need by asking, by manifesting, by calling the vibrations into you, because that will also help you raise your vibration. Like I just said, do not be energetically or emotionally malnutritioned or malnutritioned in any way by the 21st of December. Feed, receive, you know, call in, gather. And then the other thing that I wanted to share was this amazing message where somebody I was doing a one-to-one for mentioned she was buying a lottery ticket. And then she later on in the one-to-one told me about this goddess statue she found in the river. And the guides were like, don't buy a lottery ticket. Rub the belly of the mother. Rub the belly of the goddess. Like, and they were referring to her statue, but I kind of understood that if we just go out into nature and rub the earth, you know, that's Aladdin's lamp. That's where we can. They were like, it's far more. The belly of the goddess is far more reliable than a lottery ticket. No. And so it's like, rub the earth, call upon the mother, like call upon all of the abundance in the universe for what you need, whatever it is. It's there. It's there, and just bring it in, breathe it in, absorb it all. And so those were the two wisdoms I wanted to share. The other thing that I haven't tuned in about is I'm brewing, and I think it is going to happen because my guides kind of reminded me about it. I might do like an Ascension transmission, again probably by donation or TEEP, once a week in the run-up to the 21st. It feels like that Palladians in particular, I just want to give lessons on stabilizing your vibration and things like that. So there is going to be loads from Starlight. I just have been I haven't been disorganized. We started a very big course, and that's been my focus. And I haven't quite got round to what's happening next. But like I said, join the group, and you will hear about everything, and you will be at everything that you are meant to be at, because that is alignment, like trusting in the now. And I'm going to put Held in Prayer up again because I think it's gorgeous and beautiful and amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't normally do so many, like normally do so many offerings, but it's like it's like we can all have a break after the 21st of December, but right now we all need to be working. Our paths need to be like full battery, full reach. And then after 21st, we can all have a nice integration break, rest time. And so I am going to read the crown card message, and then I'm going to finish slightly early because I have got Held in Prayer to do. And one of the things I was asking for was time. It's been provided because that really long forecast went really quickly. So the Golden Crown says, your light is magnificent. Let us now uplift and honor the radiant light of others. Congratulations on your amazing journey so far. Acknowledge the spiritual and personal growth that you have achieved, dear one. Celebrate this moment. We are all here in spirit to rejoice in just how far you've come. Your strength and perseverance have paid off, and your future is bright. The gift of the Golden Crown has been placed upon your head in honor of all that you have already achieved. Bask in the glory of love that rains down on you. You deserve it. Are you up for your next adventure? We here in spirit need your assistance. Many souls who dwell upon this earth are disconnected from love. They do not know their worth or see their inner divine light. We ask you to assist in helping humanity see its creative potential, power, and brilliant light. That's perfect. Like, that's exactly what the guides were saying. So much love to you all. So much crowned beauty. Absorb whatever you needed to hear in this webinar. But remember, the heart, the heart, the heart. And I hope to see those of you that are called at Held in Prayer in an hour. And Magic Month will be on for the big month, December 2020. Oh my goodness. That's the other thing I'll tell you about. Think we are gonna do Avebury. Starlight always does Avebury for the winter solstice, and the synchronicity's gone nuts for it, so I don't know how, but I think we are. So much at 21:21. So much love to you all, so much light, so much blessings. Bye.